Renzi. Tonight's guest serves a sensible meal on CNBC's Hardball. My TV hero, I think he's the sharpest knife in the drawer. Chris Matthews, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Matthews. How you doing, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Over that one. Thanks for coming on. I watch this. I watch these shows every night because I'll admit I'm one of these people who everybody says, "Oh, don't you feel bad for the American people that they can't watch this anymore?" And you know, there's so much shit on TV. I like watching it. You know, to me, it's just a sicker soap opera. It's just you know, beyond Dawson's Creek. And I like that.
What are you doing?
This water ready. Whenever I talk about Clinton, I feign jerking off. But I watch your show because I think you're a nice combination between really assailing this guy for some of the bad things he's done, but at the end of the day, not being a complete.
I voted for him twice.
Yeah.
Probably vote for him again.
He could have been one of the best.
Could have been a contender.
Yeah.
I mean, at the beginning of this year, he had everything going. The economy booming. Everything was hot. Hillary was coming back. He was going off to Africa. He was going to meet Mandela. Just think how great it was. And then this thing came out, and he lied about it for a year, and he's got problems.
Why, it obviously colors his place in history for the rest of the time, but do you think it really affects the presidency? And the presidency's so much stronger than that, don't you?
Yeah, I think, you know, when we have a president, we always got to pick a president who isn't like the one we have. I mean, it's absolutely predictable. When we had George Bush, flatline economy, terrible economy, straight arrow as president, old money, predictable, uncontroversial wife. We picked the guy with a controversial wife, right, who screwed around and had the greatest economy we've ever seen in history. So we'll fix it. Next time around, we're going to probably pick a guy whose nickname ain't Slick.
No, Slick isn't going to play anymore.
Just guessing. In fact, if he really was Slick Willie, this one, he wouldn't be called Slick Willie. That's one of the great. Jack Kennedy was Slick Willie because we thought he was great. You got this irony here?
And he was doing Marilyn Monroe, and this guy's doing kids, you know.
He was passing.
No, I mean, she's like, she's 20
I was just thinking
old.
when you were doing your setup, you know, he remember the movie? It's like we were imitating the old movies, not necessarily the greatest. Remember Seduction of Joe Tynan?
Yeah, sure.
That movie? Remember the guy, Rip Torn, is getting a BJ in his office, and the other guy comes in, and we thought that was ridiculous. That would never happen in history. Now we find out Clinton was on the phone with these major foreign policy decisions, and he's talking on the phone. Oh, excuse me a minute. I mean, this is like going on.
Yeah.
So, maybe we wanted Rip Torn as president. I don't know. We got this guy.
Clinton has orgasm waiting on his phone.
By the way, you say words I can't use on regular cable.
Yeah.
Like the one that's free, that kind of cable, like CNBC. I said poontang one night. I thought that was a.
How did you get around to poontang?
I thought it was a regular word. I heard it all my life.
Unless you were using poontang about John Glenn going back into space, it doesn't work. Oh, that was Tang. Sorry. What was that?
They invented poontang for astronauts, didn't they? I think they did. That was Tang.
Yeah, exactly. But how did you get around to using poontang on your show?
It just seemed right.
Straight to that. You were talking about Lewinsky?
It felt good. It was the right word at the time. We're talking about the favorite topic of the year.
Who did you drop that on, and what did they do?
I don't know, but all of a sudden I hear from the cloakroom, from I felt like high school.
Cloakroom? You've been with Tip O'Neill too long.
I hear that cloakroom. I hear from the boardroom. What do we call it? The control room. And the guy says, "Nope, we're doing that one over again."
Yeah.
The first time that ever happened.
Well,
last time, hopefully.
That doesn't happen to me here.
I'm always working the envelope.
If I say poontang, they tell me to get racier.
I heard it.
Now, when you talk to the people on your show, it appears to me, while they always talk about how liberals are more open-minded about things, they're in the classic definition, they don't appear to be on your show, do they? I mean, it's like they are very unbudgeable on this. I'm amazed that not more of them have come out and just said, listen, I don't think we should drive him out of office, but it amazed me that more people in the House didn't say, but this is a pretty precocious thing that a president's done, right?
I think the only difference between the Dems and the Republicans is how they talk in public.
You think behind
That's the only difference behind the scene. The cloakrooms, as I said before, the cloakrooms, the buzz is the same. I mean, this guy screwed it up, and he lied about it, and they all knew about it. The public, 80% says he lied about it. The only question is, what do we do about it? The so what factor. And the answer to the so what's still pretty much pro-Clinton. You know, did he do it? Yeah. Is he lying? Yeah. So what? Yeah, so what? I mean, it's an interesting, we're all pretty much agreeing on this. He's going to get away with it.
Yeah, you don't, but I think you're a smart man. You don't think he should go for this,
no,
do you?
I never said he should. In fact, for a year I've just said, let's get the truth. He really made it a great storyline. Imagine the President of the United States caught with his pants down, right? Absolutely caught. Taped like Nixon. The girl talks, they got it on the record, there's no denying it, they got DNA evidence. So what's he do when he's caught with the DNA?
Oh, that works in our culture.
He switched from I never had anything to do with that woman. I love that phrase, like that, stalking,
But that
hoard.
didn't piss women off as
I
much
don't
as it should
understand why if
have.
a woman said, that woman, like, I don't even know her. She's some stalker hanging around the, stage door Johnny Depp. What's she doing out here? Stage door Johnny Depp. What's she doing out here? And I never laid a hand on her. That is his current defense, I never laid a hand on her.
Because he's a talented guy.
All I can think of is he's trying.
He's like a Walenda.
Well, I remember the commercial growing up. Look, Mom, no hands. Well, this is Look, Mom, no hands. It's like some, it's catchy short time GI.
That is like the world's hippest reference. What does that mean?
It's like it's like a Bangkok hooker. I mean, that's what his relation. Excuse me, you got a minute?
Catchy short
Yeah,
hands.
catchy short time GI.
Wow, I got to start spending more time in Hanoi whorehouses.
It's a reference to the military. It's like Poontang. I saved it for here.
All right. We've got a call for you. Line 7, we've got Mick from Milledgeville, Georgia. Mick?
Hey, Dennis.
How are you, Mick?
I'm Nick. Yeah, you called me Mick last time, too.
Sorry we got off on the wrong foot.
That's all right.
Dirk Diggler.
Go ahead, Mick. Nick, what's your question?
Hey,
Is it Milledgeville or Nilledgeville?
Milledgeville right now. There's people have
It
shunned...
is Georgia.
Yeah, it's in Georgia. There's people have shunned the Republicans for beating down Clinton while Clinton's polls rose. Do you think that this will keep future congressmen and officials from scrutinizing the president and allowing him to get away with more?
I don't know what you said. Line 6, we've got... Well, in Georgia, a blowjob is considered sodomy, as I understand, according to the statutes.
I think in the Old Testament, too.
That is why that's why General Sherman went through there like that. Let's get to the coast. I need some head. Line 6, we've got Murtaugh from Charlotte, North Carolina. Murtaugh.
How you doing?
How you doing, Murtaugh?
Good. What are the odds of seeing a black person running for president more than seeing a woman running for president?
Well, hasn't Toni Morrison now, did I hear that incorrectly on Limbaugh's show, or has she now deemed Clinton to be our first black president? I heard that.
There's stories coming up. There's more DNA evidence coming out.
But I mean...
He's beating Thomas Jefferson a little faster after his presidency here.
Figuratively speaking, though, I believe Toni Morrison, unless I'm wrong, unless Limbaugh was just making that up, I heard him as a drive-in today, he said that she has now referred to him as the first black president, and that's why his black poll number... Well, because people feel like these... guys like Ken Starr represent the white guy who's running them down and, treating him unfairly, and they feel like Clinton's being treated like a second-class
citizen. How do I know this is the worst possible direction for me to go?
Well, I'm just saying, I've heard that already.
If I say it's true, I'm being awful, because there's a strange kind of thing in victimhood here. So many black officials get in trouble for these kinds of, not that all do, but there's been a history of this, like, big timers like Adam Clayton Powell being run out of Congress for having girlfriends. And I think there's a kind of a thing here. There is a sense of, this is how we get caught. This is how we get nailed by the establishment. I think there's something there. She's on to something.
Well, I think across the board, though, not just with black Americans, I think that Clinton really does reflect people who feel that they've been wronged in some way.
Mayor Barry in Washington, Mayor Barry in Washington, they hire a woman, the FBI, the police, they hire a woman to try to seduce them, literally. If you want sex, you got to use this. You got to use this. You got to use the dope. And they caught him that way. The bitch set me up. You've heard all this. Well, this is the same thing. They've been through this before.
Wasn't that his campaign slogan in the second time?
No, but it might be.
I think I remember seeing that bumper sticker somewhere.
If he goes for a third term, it'll definitely be his campaign slogan.
Well, what about Elizabeth Dole? I think she has a bit of a legitimate chance, doesn't she, if she wanted to run? No?
Too churchy, I think, don't you?
Yeah?
Too churchy?
Well, I just think that they might want to put a woman in there, because I think that, you're not worried about a woman being as much of a slave to their sexual desires to some extent. I think if they thought about bringing Trent, the intern from Northern Illinois University, into the Oval Air, they might think twice about it.
Here's my hunch. It's going to be completely unpredictable. How's that for a hunch? But the one guy I would bet on, he's about 10-1 and 20-1 right now. So therefore, it's a good bet. You don't want to bet even money. You don't make any money that way. Go 20-1 and bet on John McCain. War hero, POW, 5.5 years in the Hanoi Hilton. Every guy in the press, like me, hardly any of us served in Vietnam. We're all totally guilt-ridden. We see this guy and we go, oh my God, this guy spent time over there. He was a prisoner. He's a hero, a pilot. We didn't do it. We got to give this guy some deference. I see a lot of that. And he's also a bit older than most of us. He's late 50s. I think John McCain. He's also campaign reform, tobacco, getting rid of tobacco. Very hip issues, very hot issues. Smart with this audience, probably. I mean, he would, if you had him on, you'd say this guy's going places.
Yeah, but I'm surprised at the
And
lack
he's admitted
of...
screwing around.
Yeah, he's
which
got
is
that
an
out of the way, but I'm
interesting-
surprised at the
with.
lack of bonus points you accrue in this culture now for military service. I mean, for God's sakes, Bush was laying on a wing in the Pacific for a while.
I know.
Clinton was at Oxford, not smoking dope.
I know.
And every time Bush would bring that up, Clinton would beat the shit out of him with it.
And poor Bob
look
Dole.
at Stockdale, for God's sakes. Didn't Stockdale work out some code system in the prison where he could tap out Morse
Yeah, he
code
used to
and keep...
say, "Who am I? Why am I here?"
But I mean, that's what they killed him for, because he wasn't telegenic. And I was sitting there thinking, for Christ's sake,
He was a
Dan
hero.
Quayle was our vice president. We would be lucky to have this man as our vice president. He should be our president. And all we did was make fun of him because he got on TV and said, you know, I'm uncomfortable doing this. You don't accrue big
I
points
know,
for
and
being
Bob
a
Dole
hero.
ran last time for one last mission, remember? One last mission. People would say, is that the First World War or the Second World War he was in? I mean, it did right,
know
but
people just
I'm
don't
just
care.
talking guilt and the press.
Wouldn't it be great if Dole ended up Mr. President, though, from the old lady getting in, you know? And I think he knows she's going for it because he's walking around downtown D.C. in his slippers going, Mommy, gonna go White House. he's ready to go. Chris, thanks for coming on.
Thanks a
Stick
lot.
around. Chris Nash.